At 10, John Colston. 5, Walker captain, John Newsom. 15, Walker. At number 4, Ian Crook. Number 11, Jeremy Goss. Number 20, Darren Eady. Number 9 is Mark Robbins.
And the Tottenham side lines up today. In goal, Ian Walker, Dean Austin, Zika Popescu, Colin Calderwood and Gary Mabbott. Nick Barmby, Darren Anderton, Teddy Sheringham, David Howells, a return for Jurgen Klinsmann and Sol Campbell. On the bench, Spurs have Chris Day in goal with Stuart Nethercott and Ronnie Rosenthal.
Colin Calderwood. 6 is their captain, Gary Mabbott.
The Norwich City side has Brian Gunn in goal, Mark Bowen, Ian Crook, John Newsom, Ashley Ward, Mark Robbins, John Polston, Jeremy Goss, Darryl Such, Robert Olathorn and Darren Eady. On the bench, goalkeeper Andy Marshall plus Rob Newman and Neil Adams.
And the Tottenham subs will be number 11, Robbie Rosenthal, number 14, Stuart Nethercott, and number 13, the goalkeeper sub, Chris Day. Your reserve official this afternoon, Mr. Cross from Cambridge. Your linesman, Mr. Jocelyn and Mr. Shott. Today's man in the middle is Mr. Dilks from Mosley, our referee, Mr. Dilks. Our match sponsor this afternoon is Banham Poultry Farms. The match ball sponsor, AB Plant Shipping Limited. This is their second match sponsorship this season. Certainly there'll be more to come. And the result might be as they sponsor when we play Blackburn Rovers. The club sponsor is Norwich Peterborough Building Society, and the Norwich City club sponsor, Mitre Sports International. Official bookmaker, the Norwich City Football Club, Ladbroke Racing Limited. Kiosks can be found around the ground.
One more time, another look at the Spurs lineup, and Jurgen Klinsmann back in the side. The referee calling the two skippers together for the toss-up. John Newsom for Norwich City, Gary Mabbott for Spurs, a couple of young mascots as well. And they'll have a day not to forget, this Boxing Day 1994. So referee Roger Dilks flicks the coin, or indeed it's John Newsom who flicks the coin. Gary Mabbott wins the toss. And we're getting all set for the kick-off here at Carrow Road. And they're swapping sides. Spurs will be kicking from left to right as you view it. So Spurs coming into this game looking to upset Norwich City's unbeaten home record this season. And at Carrow Road, it's Norwich City to kick off.
Ladies and gentlemen, Premier League match here at Carrow Road. Norwich City against Tottenham Hotspur.
Referee Roger Dilks blows his whistle. Jeremy Goss kicks it off for Norwich City, and we're away at Carrow Road on this Boxing Day fixture. Both sides getting 2 games in 24 hours. Spurs, of course, at home to Crystal Palace tomorrow afternoon. Zika Popescu picking out Sol Campbell. And Brian Gunn gathers in goal for Norwich. And the peculiarities of the Christmas fixtures, a bit of a mystery to the likes of Jurgen Klinsmann, who's used to having time off over Christmas in Germany. And already less than a minute on the clock, and we have a stoppage for a knock. It's Teddy Sheringham who's down. correction, it is Dean Austin who suffered the injury. Tony Sheringham looking over him as Tony Lenigan comes on to administer some treatment. And we'll have a quick look at how that incident occurred now. And it looked like Austin slipping on the turf and colliding with Darren Eadie, and that's how he picked up the knock. Injury looked more self-inflicted than malicious on the part of the Norwich player. In fact, the referee has indeed awarded the free kick against Dean Austin, and as soon as he's fit to resume, he'll take up position in the Spurs defence. So Norwich City lining up with 3 former Spurs players in their lineup, as Robert Olathorn for this free kick. Newson crosses with his left, it's cut out by Calderwood, and Darren Anderson can break for Spurs. And he's past Eadie. Eadie comes back to check, but Jurgen Klinsmann. Popescu finding Klinsmann, he leaves it for David Howells. And Oskin's probing ball is cut out. Mark Bowen, one of the ex-Spurs trio there, but easily gathered by Ian Walker. So Mark Bowen, one, John Polston another, and Ian Crook, the third of the 3 former Spurs players in Norwich City colours this afternoon. Jeremy Goss back in the Norwich City side today. And well cut out by Sol Campbell. Crook nicked away by Klinsmann, and again as Anderton ran into a wall of yellow players, but it's still with Spurs as a Norwich player just rises from the deck. Anderton again. Outside him he finds Barmby. Barmby's past Goss, he can get the cross over. And Klinsmann was up for that, it's still not cleared. Polston heads it away, Popescu gathers. David Howells now. Dean Austin picking out his man, looking for Sheringham, it was too deep. But a fine positive move from Spurs.
One announcement from Mr. Head Street, would you meet Mr. Upper at the main entrance to the river end as soon as possible. Mr. Head.
Once again, it looks like we're going to get the physio on again, as it's Robert Olathorn who took that knock 2 moments ago. The home supporters gather behind Brian Gunn's goal. Spurs supporters, and a fair number of them today, have travelled up from London up to Anglia country to cheer on the Spurs. Eludes Campbell, and Tuffy Bowen there. He's gone down and stays down, and free kick taken quickly. Whether Roger Dukes allows it, I doubt. He'd be called back as he wanted to have a word with David Howells. And Ian Crook again takes it quickly, chipping it forward for Robbins. Easily gathered by Ian Walker in the Spurs goal. Ian Walker returning to the ground where his father made his name as a manager. The Welsh international Goss. But he only picks out Howells, who finds Klinsmann. Austin's clearance blocked by Goss. Alathorn was caught there, and this could well be a booking for David Howes. He's already been spoken to by Roger Dilks, and indeed, in the 7th minute of the game, the first yellow card is brandished, shown at David Howes. And he really can have no complaint about that. So, as Jerry Francis has said in the press, he relies on David Howes and Gica Popescu to bite in midfield. Howes is going to have to watch himself, already having received the caution. Anderson unable to get past Eadie, but that'll be a throw-in for Spurs. So the game hardly settling down. Colin Calderwood being harried by Robbins. Barmby picking up the loose ball, finding Howells. Jurgen Klinsmann picking out Anderton. Teddy trying to drag it back. Bad back pass. Could this get Spurs in? A lucky let-off for Norwich City. And 6s and 7s there, but a nice upfield ball looking for Ashley Ward. Gary Mabbutt putting it into touch. See again that incident, Sheringham and Klinsmann almost getting in each other's way. The attempted back pass nearly let in Barmby. Gunn was aware of it and managed to block it. Darren Eadie's attempted cross blocked by Colin Calderwood. Walker can hoof upfield. And Teddy Sheringham winning the bounce on that one, keeps it in. Did well. Anderton back with Sheringham. And that will be a corner if it goes. Teddy Sheringham winning the corner. It was of course last season here at Carrow Road that Teddy Sheringham made his long-awaited return from injury. And indeed, you may recall, came on as a sub and scored Spurs' winning goal. Anderton to take the corner from Spurs' right wing. 2 arms up, 1 arm up, change of plan. The short one, flicked on by Calderwood, and oh, goodness me, John Newsom, the Norwich skipper, heads against his own post. The change of plan, it was the short corner, aimed at Colin Calderwood that Anderton took. He flicked it on, caused all kind of havoc. As Sheringham went in on that, it was Newsom who got his head to it. It hit the post, but finally put behind by a Spurs player for the goal kick. So Norwich starting to spread it, but with 10 minutes on the clock, 2 goal attempts have both fallen for Spurs, one from Barmby, one and almost an own goal from Newsom. And Jerry Francis must be encouraged by the attitude of the Spurs lads today. Brian Gunn, the shaven-haired goalkeeper of Norwich City, who originally shaved his hair for very good and very strong personal reasons. His daughter, of course, was having treatment for cancer. Sadly, didn't win the fight. And again, Roger Dilks blows his whistle, and another free kick awarded to Norwich City. And John Dean's Canaries have not lost at home this season to date. So far, doing well not to be at least a goal behind. Boxing Day at Carrow Road. At this stage of the season, we're mostly seeing reverse fixtures, but in fact this is the first meeting of these 2 clubs this season. The game at White Hart Lane scheduled for Easter Monday. Sheringham, Calderwood with Austin. Anderton and Austin again, the Spurs look to build from the back. Sheringham did well to play Anderton, he's onside, he's in the box, he crosses it, and it's Barby and he scores! And Spurs have gone 1 goal up in the 12th minute here at Carrow Road. A fine move set up by Teddy Sheringham. We'll see it again in just a moment's time as the referee harries the Spurs players back to restart. You'll see from your picture now, Sheringham did well. He evaded the tackle, he flicked it forward. Norwich were looking for offside against Anderton. Anderton was on, unselfishly squared it for the unmarked Nick Barmby to put Spurs 1 goal up. And the travelling band of Spurs supporters making their presence felt now, chanting 1-0, 1-0. Sol Campbell. And Bowen chipping forward, looking for Ashley Ward, but that's clean through to Ian Walker. Three chances for Spurs in 12 minutes, 1 goal to the good. And Klinsmann setting Anderton away. Edie got the tackle in, but certain amount of panic in the Norwich defence. A throw-in taken quickly. And the former Spur, John Polston, hitting that ball upfield, cut out by Zika Popescu. Austin dinking it forward, looking for Anderton. It'll fall back for Austin if he can win the header. A good dummy left from Barmby. Barmby picks up the ball, plays Klinsmann in tight. Klinsmann looking for the 1-2. It was read well by the defender. And Sol Campbell just beaten to that one by Darryl Such. And Calderwood covering for Campbell, who ventured upfield. An element of responsibility about the Spurs defenders. So the home supporters trying to get a few cobwebs out the system and cheer on their side. A goal down, Boxing Day at Carrow Road. Spurs spreading the ball. And Barmby is looking very sharp today. Sheringham unable to direct that to the path of Jurgen Klinsmann. So Spurs a goal up at Carrow Road. Of course, earlier this morning, Chelsea lost at home to Manchester United 3-2. Another dreary 0-0 draw at Highbury. Even though Aston Villa had played the game, most of the game with 10 men. Andy Tenzan having been sent off, but no goals at Highbury. We've got a goal at Carrow Road. It's Spurs 1-0 up against Norwich City. And the Welshman Bowen not really clearing that. It falls back to Spurs. Howell's tries to play the 1-2, is still with Spurs. It's good football being played by Tottenham. As soon as I say that, it runs into touch, but really Spurs playing some good stuff, yet that defence is playing responsibly and tightly. Flicked on by Ashley Ward. Has no problem in sorting that one out as Ian Walker punts it upfield. Edie out jumps Austin, but it's a throw in for Spurs. And again, no messing. Colin Calderwood saw a bit of danger. Safety first, back to Ian Walker. Goss picking out Robbins as the linesman has indicated an offside, and that ball will be taken back and placed for the free kick for Spurs. So Ian Walker, 2 clean sheets to his name this season. Games against Chelsea and Everton. And John Newsom hoofing it into touch for Spurs. It certainly looks like a little bit of misunderstanding in John Deehan's defence out there. And a risky throw in by Bowen, but he finds his keeper. Austin able to control it. And back with Austin one more time. But the throw in, which will be taken by the former England youth international Robert Olathorn. It's like a rugby evening game, looking to gain some touch. They move up a few more yards. Olathorn's deep cross. Barnby got underneath it. It's still with Norwich. And a speculative shot by Robbins, but it was always going over. Jeremy Goss back in the side today. The Welsh international Mike Milligan is undergoing a period of suspension for Norwich. So Deehan recalled his Welsh international, who was a prolific scorer last season, but yet to get on the score sheet this. Campbell for Spurs. Campbell using his power and his strength. And Austin looking for the danger man Anderton. Olathorn's under pressure, but manages to win the throw-in off of Anderton's foot. And Roger Dilks has spotted an infringement, and he wants a word with Colin Calderwood. Wasn't too impressed by the Scotsman's challenge. No caution, and Calderwood will chase back to take up his position alongside Gary Mabbott. John Paulson's free kick. And what has Roger Dilks seen this time? A metre or two away from where it's taken. In fact, Paulson's placed the ball virtually where he kicked it last time. Campbell under a bit of pressure. In fact, nearly setting up Daryl Such. Such is attempt comfortably into the chest of Ian Walker. Paulson's free kick, as you see, caused a bit of kerfuffle in the Spurs defence. It was flicked on, and Campbell, I think the bounce beat him really. He got a head on it, but it went straight to Daryl Such. Such couldn't put much of a purchase on his shot. Easy one for Walker to gather. Still, we'll chalk it up as a chance for Norwich City. Best one they've had so far. A few elbows flying in there, but the ball's run loose, and it's Ian Crook trying to capitalise on Gary Mabbott being out of position, and Ian Walker forces that into touch. Or has the foul been given? Indeed, and Mabbott is adjudged to have been fouled, and Walker will place the free kick. So the home supporters gone a little bit quiet after trying to get behind their side a few minutes ago. Bowen, who plays at right back, though of course we all know he's left-footed after all those years he spent at Tottenham. And Anderson has played into a bit of trouble there, and this can set up Norwich City. It's such challenge by Campbell, such a game. Goss, as Crook picks up the loose ball. Ian Crook plays it forward for Jeremy Goss. He's got time to check. Plays it outside the cross, comes over. Colin Calderwood, first to it, gets his head on it, and again flicked out by David Howells. As Bowen tries to start up another attack for Norwich City. A hard challenge from Sol Campbell is penalised, and that will be a free kick to the Canaries. Taken quickly, it's with Ian Crook again, who first time has the think, and Ian Walker saw it coming and took the sting out of it, and ultimately gathered it safely. Ian Crook, who has a reputation for hitting shots from way outside the area, he picked his spot nicely, but Walker, who's been in fine form this season, was equal to it. So Campbell, with Nick Barmby on his outside, David Howells and Spurs spreading it with Gica Popescu. Sheringham plays it on for Campbell to run onto. Campbell can go when he get his cross in. It's a low cross, it's cut out. And Campbell being harried by Bowen, and Bowen wins the battle on that one. Eadie's trap is cut out by Austin, but it's still with the home side as Olathorn brings it away. And that one was blocked, but it's still back with Norwich. Newsom. And that's back safely to Walker. Colin Calderwood ensuring nothing came of that one. So halfway through the first half at Carrow Road, Norwich City 0, Spurs 1. And Spurs looking to upset Norwich's unbeaten home record for season 94-95. Gunn's long upfield clearance. Fallen now with Ian Crook. And Austin will wait for Ian Walker to retrieve the ball for this throw-in. Austin looking to pick out Klinsmann, it's cut out. Austin has another head on the ball, a little bit of head tennis going on out there. And Austin again, 40-15. And Calderwood being harried by Robbins, well, plays it back for Walker. And Sheringham's having Newsom climbing all over him. In fact, the referee says that Sheringham made a back for him, and Norwich win the free kick. Crook again. That should be Campbell's. He concedes the corner, which brightens up the home supporters. And it's Darren Eadie going across to take the corner. He's got Such with him. Is they going to take a short one? They do. Back with Eadie. He's got a good left foot. It's gone all the way across the field. And Anderton struggling And he's brought down by Jeremy Goss. What's the referee given, if anything? Nothing. He says play on, which riles the crowd somewhat. Goss again. And that saving tackle from Colin Calderwood. The linesman gives the throw in. But in fact, the referee sees it differently. Out comes his book. And Colin Calderwood, who'd been spoken to previously, joins David Howells in referee Dilks' notebook as that yellow card is about to come out. We'll see that again, because it looked to me like he played the ball. It certainly looked to the linesman like he played the ball. Well, man and ball together. So Ian Crook, who takes a mean free kick from that area of the park. Anderton complaining the ball's not been placed in the right position, and indeed the linesman tells Ian Crook to take that ball back. Good flick out from David Howells. And Klinsmann chasing down on the ball, hurries the clearance, but a throw in for Norwich, taken quickly by Such to Crook. Crook again. Campbell heads it forward for Barmby, traps it nicely. Klinsmann. And a long uphill ball for Anderton to run on. So Anderton flicks it forward for Barmby, and Gunn was off his line quickly enough to take that ball away from Nick Barmby. Shake of the hands between the pair of them. Barmby so close to adding to his goal in the 12th minute. Again, good play from Anderson, flicks it past the last defender, Polston, but Gunn was off his line fast. Another opportunity there quickly. Darren Anderton having another attempt for Spurs. As we were watching that replay, Brian Gunn was again the man in place. So Norwich trying to get back into this game. Eddie wide on the left, but it's been all Spurs so far. Back to Ullathorne. Low cross comes over, it's been played back for Goss. Second touch, he chips it forward, it's come off of Anderton. The Spurs can hoof it upfield. Gunn way out of his area now. And the skipper Newsom. And a few of the Norwich supporters trying to gee him up. Such has a shot, it's blocked, it falls through Goss, who has another go. And Jerry Goss, the Welsh international, in fact was born in Cyprus, and as he was the son of a serviceman, was able to choose which home country he wanted to play for. Nick Barmby receiving some attention from Tony Lenigan. Almost 30 minutes on the clock of this Boxing Day fixture. Spurs a goal to the good at Carrow Road. This is Goss's attempt. In fact, he hit it with the outside of his right foot, and that always was going wide. So Bowen with the throw in for the Canaries. Popescu, safety first, back to Walker, who's got time to trap it before clearing upfield. And that'll be another throw into Norwich City. And Austin hanging on to Such. And a free kick was given. Howells falls to Crook though, his former friend and colleague. chance. Another good save. With Norwich City looking to get back into this game. And that was a good shot. But Walker protecting his goal. Howes gets his head to it. It's with Sheringham now. It's been cut out, but it'll be a throw into Spurs, which Barnby might well leave that one for Campbell to take. In fact, quite right, he does. Taken quickly, Jurgen Klinsmann. A few boos from the home supporters, you come to expect. Anderson plays it wide for Austin, hits it first time, a deep cross looking for Barnby. It's fallen to Anderson, he traps it on his chest. But it's Goss who's back there clearing for Norwich. And Ashley Ward playing it wide. Aimed for Goss to run onto, and look who's back there defending, it's Darren Anderton, who read the situation so brilliantly and was completely aware of what might go down. Popescu cutting out that cross. In play. Eadie can play it back to Bowen. Bowen trying a low cross, it's flicked on. Howes gets his head to it, Goss hits a shot, it's blocked. And it's Klinsmann for Spurs. And Howes gets a nudge and gets a second nudge. It's still with Spurs, so no whistle. And Calder was going to have to watch himself. He climbed all over the back of Ashley Ward, having already been booked. But he did win the ball. Bowen on his left foot, he mishit it. And Ian Walker saw that one coming. Klinsmann gets his head to that, picks out Sheringham, it's back with Klinsmann, back heels it to Anderton. Anderton looks forward, he tries to play Popescu in, who ran into space, but it was well read by John Newson, the City skipper. Such is loses that, but it's Such again. He's played wide to Robbins. Austin read it, got the clearance in. Anderson flicks it forward. Newson heads it. John Newson again. And safety first back to Brian Gunn. Brian Gunn ever present this season in the Norwich City goal. Ian Crook finding Ullathorne. Such miscues it and is back with Spurs as Darren Anderson picks up those boys being harried by Goss. It's still Anderton. Plays in Klinsmann, who back heels it looking for Barnby to run onto. It is cut out. It's good football from Spurs as Darren Eadie brings it forward for the home side. Checks back. Cook picking out Ullathorne on the left. And Ward wide to Ullathorne and gets a cross coming over. Good clearing header from Gary Mabbott. Goss tries to dink it forward and ever so close again from Darren Eadie. It's a good attempt. Oh, it's a good cross. The final finish from Eadie, not what he would have hoped. See again now. Goss looks up, picks out Eadie. It's a real up and under over the shoulder of Sol Campbell, and Eadie first time got completely under it over the top of Ian Walker's bar. Sol Campbell for Spurs. He's back with Ian Crook. Sol Campbell for Spurs. So throw in for Spurs. One has to say Norwich City looking like they've started to get back into this game, but they're still a goal down. 8.5 minutes away from half time. Mark Robbins. One for Ward to run onto. Ashley Ward, the new boy in the Norwich City lineup, playing his third game already. 3 goals in Norwich colours. To add to the 17 he scored for Crewe Alexandra this season, which technically puts him top of the Premiership scoring chart. So Robbins wide, tackled by Mabbott, who gives away the throw-in rather than the corner. Throw-in taken by Alathorn, looking for a colleague to play into the game, and all that happens is Such manages to chest it into touch. Or was it handball? Indeed, it was a handball. So do not know Gary to take this. Ashley Ward. Darryl Such on the left. Puts the cross over. And Eadie having to check back for that. He's got Barmby in front of him. And Eadie's attempted cross just cut out by Gary Mabbott. Norwich's throw. Holston. Calderwood's head gets to it first. Sol Campbell clears it upfield. Teddy Sheringham. A good header by Barmby, who went down after that, but Sheringham plays a lovely ball upfield for Anderton. First time it's come off the defender, and that was hard luck for Spurs. That deflection cut out a potentially great move. Anderton again though, rides one tackle. He's got Howells behind him, and it's Howells who picks it up. Austin wide on the right. Austin's inside his man, he's into the area, gets the cross over, looking for Klinsmann. Defender gets ahead to it first. And Cook's upfield ball. Cook, who is having a fine game for Norwich today, but Sol Campbell equal to that, and has time to turn and clear upfield. Did well, Sol Campbell. John Polston, another former Spur. And the Spurs fans making themselves well and truly heard here at Carrow Road today. Nick Barmby looks up, looks around, he's got Klinsmann on his outside, he plays Klinsmann in. Klinsmann is onside. The cross is too deep. Oh, it's still in play. Klinsmann will be disappointed with that. Sheringham was running in to pick up on that cross, but the German played it too far. Dean Austin turns inside his man and looking for Klinsmann again, not quite directed. Polston can cut it out back to Mark Bowen. And Bowen is hurried into that clearance and puts it straight into touch on the halfway line. And Campbell in a bit of trouble there. And he's still in play, and he's really causing himself an end problem. It's Ward's clear away from Campbell. He's got Mabbott in front of him. Ward with his left foot. Mabbott, good tackle and blocked it. And Anderson can pick it up for Spurs. Starting to stretch those long legs of his. He's going outside Alathorn. He's played it off Alathorn and wins the corner. And from vital defence, Spurs turn it to attack and win a corner at the other end of the park within seconds. Caudle's up there looking for it. It's Anderton. He's not signalling at all on this one. Flicked on by Howells, or almost flicked on by Howells. Ashley Ward deep in the Norwich defence to clear. Goss as Calderwood checks back. And Barmby, who's gone deep to cover for defenders who've gone up to the corner. Anderton, Klinsmann, Popescu. And Klinsmann finding Barnby. Klinsmann's wide on the right. Barnby plays it in. Neat flick from Anderton. And Norwich almost in trouble yet again. Klinsmann will let that go for the throw-in. Takes quickly for Sheringham to run onto. Sheringham leaves it for Austin to take a deep cross. And Barnby comes away with the ball. He did really well. A bit of a miscue from David Howells. Mabbott goes to clear up, and Spurs still have possession with Dean Austin. Popescu forward. And Anderton still keeping it. Jica Popescu finding Dean Austin. Spurs still with the ball. Good check from Austin. He's got past one, couldn't get past the other, but he's still battling. And Spurs still have it with Jurgen Klinsmann finding Teddy Sheringham. And as we gather our breath, Spurs take the throw-in, or win the throw-in. But the last few minutes, good work from Spurs. Never say die attitude. And Sol Campbell going wide. He's gone a bridge too far. And the throw-in for Norwich City. We Are Tottenham being chanted by the Spurs fans who've travelled up to East Anglia this afternoon. Spurs leading by a goal to nil at Carrow Road as Norwich move forward now. Mark Robbins, the former Manchester United player, checks back. And Robert Olathorn, the left fullback, with an aimless ball straight to the Spurs player. And Jica Popescu read that easily. World Cup class showing. And a good attempt by Barnby, trying to pick out Sheringham. Sheringham didn't make the run. The intention was good, the application wasn't quite there. And that's no reflection on Barnby. Ian Crook to Mark Bowen. He's back with Jeremy Goss as Norwich pour forward. Daryl Sachs, he's got Dean Austin in front of him. Austin gets a tackle in and a shot, an attempt from Goss outside the area. Well, last season Jerry Goss made a name for himself with some spectacular goals from outside of the penalty area, but on that occasion didn't quite catch it right. So 30 seconds left on Roger Dilks' watch, plus whatever time he wants to add on for the stoppages and bookings that have occurred in his half. Norwich pouring forward again, Daryl Sachs on the left, being harried and hassled by Spurs defenders. Ian Crook with Mark Bowen wide, the tackle flies in and Spurs regain possession with Nick Barnby. Barnby coming crossfield. Barnby having an excellent first half for Spurs. Good deep ball by Klinsmann, finding Darren Anderson wide on the left. To Sheringham, and Goss gets the tackle in. So we're playing time that Roger Dilks is adding on. And Crook playing it wide for Norwich. Bowen. Good cut out from Gary Mabbott, the Spurs skipper. Eadie turning, finds Ian Crook with his left foot, comes off a Spurs defender, and it's flown over for a corner. Or not. Yes, the corner's been given by referee Dilks. And a minute of stoppage time already having been played. And Walker is there on the line, big smile on his face as all kinds of things went on. It was John Polston who almost put one past his former club, and Walker Takes a deep breath and hoofs it upfield. So in injury time at the end of this first half, it's still Spurs leading by a goal to nil at Carrow Road. See again from this corner. It came over, it was flicked on, and John Polston, in fact, I don't know whether he connected or not, but Ian Walker kept the clean sheet. As we rejoin the live action, referee Dilps has awarded a free kick to Spurs, which David Howes will take, or he might be leaving it for Jica Popescu. There's certainly no great sense of urgency at the end of this first half for Spurs. In fact, Popescu leaves it for Howes. Howes takes a deep cross, and that is the half-time whistle. An excellent first half, particularly from the Spurs point of view. Chances at both ends, with Spurs and Nick Barmby in particular, who capitalised on the opportunities. The score at half-time here at Carrow Road: Norwich City 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1.
So, happy 28th birthday to Debbie Smith. Whose birthday it was on Christmas Eve. One or two more before we get the scores from away. Happy birthday to Nick.
And we welcome viewers at White's Club back to our live coverage of Norwich City versus Spurs on this Boxing Day afternoon. Spurs a goal to the good after 45 minutes, and referee Roger Dilks ready to restart the second half. And Spurs get the second half underway here at Carrow Road, 1-0 up in this Boxing Day fixture. And straight away the ball back with the Norwich Scottish international keeper Brian Gunn. Spurs fans up here in excellent voices, I'm sure you can hear. And plenty to cheer about. A good first half performance from Spurs. Nick Barmby particularly looking very, very busy and popping one past Brian Gunn. A couple of other good opportunities too. The Spurs moving forward with David Howells. Did well, but Mark Bowen cutting out Darren Anderton's run onto the ball. Throw-in taken quickly for Norwich. And Darren Eadie cuts in, it's on his left foot, he has a good left foot, but again, like the first half, when it really counted, he got completely under the ball and it sailed over Ian Walker's bar. So Ian Walker, a couple of clean sheets already this season. If he keeps a third today, that will undo Norwich's unbeaten home record for this season. A lot of head tennis going on out there. Popescu and Howes looking for Sheringham to run onto. That could let Klinsmann in. Bowen turns and clears that field to Ian Crook, and a good outfield ball for Crook. Plays for Robbins. Robbins looking to chip Walker. That's surely a handball against Ashley Ward. The advantage played, or was it? In fact, offside or foul given. Anyway, free kick taken quickly by Norwich City. But Ward, already 3 goals in Norwich colours, looking for his 4th today. John Polston, long ball back to his keeper Brian Gunn. John Polston for many years on the books at Spurs along with his brother Andy. And Spurs sold him to Norwich for £300,000 in the July of 1990. Popescu for Spurs. And David Howells, who's very much underestimated as a ball player. Oh, looking for that 1-2, didn't quite get there. Mabbott finding Sol Campbell, and Campbell dinking it forward. An offside flag is up against David Howells. Oh. Ian Walker. Klinsmann's head on it for Sheringham to run onto. John Polston, the opposite number 10 as it were. All plays that into touch. That's a handball. That will be a... No, referee gives the throw in. Klinsmann looking for Anderton. Polston flicks up. Ullathorne plays it onto Anderton and it goes behind. That will be a goal kick for Brian Gunn to take. Some of the Norwich fans are trying to bait Ian Walker. Walker, Walker, where's your dad is the chant behind his goal. He's probably at Carrow Road watching actually. He normally does go and watch Ian these days. Ball given away, Teddy Sheringham pick it up, David Howells with him, Howells plays it in for Klinsmann, Howells runs on for the return, it didn't quite get there, another offside flag has gone up and another Spurs attack counts for naught. But again, Spurs picking up the second half where they left the first, moving forward, looking to add to the 12th minute goal that Nick Barmby scored against Brian Gunn. The referee let that go. He hasn't, and Howell's suffering. And it is Jerry Goss who is going to go into Roger Dilks' book as Tony Lenigan attends to David Howells. He's up and ready to restart. So the first booking, we'll see this again. Howells had the ball under control and Goss ever so late, long after the ball was played, went in on his man. So all three bookings so far in this game, the players concerned really have no grounds for complaint as Dean Austin takes his free kick for Spurs. Flick header on by Sheringham, no one to capitalise on it. Gunn can collect. Spurs fans in good voice here at Carrow Road. And the wily old head of Gary Mabbott ensures that ball runs safely back to a colleague. Mabbott again. And Sheringham will fight to regain possession. Popescu does. Back with Austin. Anderton on the right. Cuts in past two. The third one, Polston. It's a block tackle on that. Hoops it upfield. And Calderwood conceives the throw-in. David Howells shouting some instructions to colleagues about positioning. Ian Crook for Norwich. Finds Mark Bowen. And that ball cut out, but it's dangerous. And a good saving tackle by Gary Mabbott, conceding the corner. Spurs almost got themselves into a bit of trouble there. So the 8th minute of the second half, a corner for Norwich City be taken from their left wing. It's gone deep. In fact, it's gone to no one in particular. And Teddy Sheringham all the time in the world. Jika Popescu finding Nick Barmby. Barmby hurrying forward past Bowen. Still Barmby, he's past another, he's brought down by Polston. And what has the referee given? He has given absolutely nothing. And Barmby looks disgusted. So So Spurs come forward again. David Howells checks, picks out Dean Austin on the right. Flick on by Sheringham, and Newsom read it and headed it back to his keeper. The Welshman Bowen for Norwich. And that was a little too strong for Eadie to run onto. Eadie unable to do anything with it. The throw in to be taken by Sol Campbell for Spurs. Flicked on by Klinsmann, cut out by Newsom. Mabbott again gets a head on it. And nice turn. Sheringham sprays it wide for Spurs with Dean Austin. Anderton's made a run forward. Popescu's looking for Anderton. Almost a really good ball. A little bit too strong for Darren Anderton. Pulsed it back to his keeper. It's still with Norwich, with Jerry Goss. But Austin coming forward, past one, past two. It's still Dean Austin for Spurs. Looks forward to playing Jurgen Klinsmann. Klinsmann checks, turns, and tried it one too many. Tried to get it on his right foot. It's still with Spurs, with Barmby. Back to Dean Austin, who has a poke. It's blocked by Goss. Barmby back with Austin again, who plays it forward. Anderton was offside. Play continues, and that's gone out of touch surely. And Eadie, in his enthusiasm, took the ball over the line. It's a throw-in for Spurs. So a bit of excitement. And substitution being made. Darryl Such off. Neil Adams is his replacement. And Dean Austin looking to move forward. In fact, Dean Austin yet to score a goal for Spurs, if my memory serves. And Klinsmann and Gunn, difference of opinion. Referee goes to sort it out, and as we tend to see, referee giving a free kick against Jurgen Klinsmann. Spurs fans not quite agreeing with that, as is another Norwich player down. And the crowd not terribly keen on the referee. As I was saying, Austin moving forward, looking to get on the score sheet, and you might say to yourself, well, Austin doesn't score for Spurs. Well, you could say the same about Colin Calderwood, but he did pop one away against Sheffield Wednesday a couple of weeks ago. So play is held up as the Norwich physio administers a little bit of attention. Well, a bit of held up play there. Mark Bowen, the Welsh international, receiving treatment. Of course, had he been playing in the World Cup, he'd have been on a stretcher long before now and off the field. Such is the way the FIFA rules are administered in the UK by Premiership referees. Sol Campbell gets a head on it for Spurs. Klinsmann's out, jumps, and it's flicked forward by Ian Crook. One for Robbins to run onto. Calderwood gets his head to it. Too far for Robbins, and Calderwood did well there. Walker able to gather. So Mark Robbins, who joined Norwich City from Man U for 800,000 in August '92. Walker's upfield clearance. And Popescu can flick it on for House to run onto. Adams cutting him out. But Klinsmann gets a head back to Campbell. And Nick Barmby wide on the left here. Three men in front of him. And the first one gets it. It's Mark Bowen. Barnby goes in again and Spurs regain possession with Klinsmann. Good move from Spurs. Klinsmann looks up, puts the cross over. And that was headed for a corner by John Polston. But Barnby buzzing around and really making his presence felt. Come on you Spurs, as they chanted the Spurs fans behind Brian Gunn's goal. And Darren Anderton looking to place that corner. One arm up. Short one to Colin Calder would be fancy. Well, Newson read it. It's that man Barnby again. Looks up, switches it. David Howells. As Jica Popescu outside him. Popescu chips it forward. Cut up by Newson. But Sol Campbell picks it up again for Spurs. Familiar collar upturned on his shirt. Back to Brian Gunn. Quickly bowls it forward for Eadie. And Calderwood shepherding the ball back to his keeper Ian Walker. A chant of jingle bells from the Spurs fans. Well, they're chanting what fun it is to see Tottenham win away. They are winning 1-0 away at the moment. 15 minutes of this second half already elapsed. Neil Adams looks to play Ashley Ward in, and Ward does get to the ball, gets the cross in. Austin's underneath it, he got shoved in the back but he got his head to it. Anderton finds Howells and Spurs can bring this ball upfield. It was aimed at Klinsmann but Klinsmann wasn't picked out. Goss for City. One for Eadie to run onto, it's too deep and that will be a throw into Spurs. The Spurs can slow it down and regain some composure at the back. Jurgen Klinsmann. To Sheringham. Back with Sheringham again. Sheringham checks, he's got, and it's Barnby outside him. Barnby picks up with the ball. He's brought down by Bowen. What does the referee give him? Absolutely nothing again. Well, Nick Barnby's going to feel disappointed about that. He thought he was brought down. We'll take a look at that again when the opportunity presents itself. As Colin Calder gets ahead to it. Sol Campbell can clear upfield as he's brought down by Neil Adams. Teddy Sheringham's head is picked up by Crook though. Popescu. And this ball is running a bit loose. Calder nods it out the area. Falls to Darren Eadie. And good tackle in from Dean Austin twice. John Polston for City. It's gone wide. Olathorn's running on it. And Olathorn keeps it and gets the cross in. Headed out by Mabbott. John Polston turns and checks. It's going backwards for City, but they still have possession. And Mark Bowen coming forward now. Neil Adams has gone past Sol Campbell. The tackle in by Nick Barnby, who is penalised, and the free kick is given. We'll see again that opportunity before from Nick Barnby. Teddy Sheringham looks up, sees Barnby on his outside, makes the run. Bowen gets the tackle in, we think, but well, I thought his back leg was taken. The referee thought he slipped. The referee's decision is the one that counts. It was no penalty. So Spurs with Dean Austin looking to pick out a man. It falls into no man's land as Gunn comes out of his area. Popescu for Spurs. Austin. Jerry Francis must be pleased with the performance of his players. Particularly one could single out Mabbott and Barnby today. And that man Mabbott again getting the block in on that one. And another speculative shot from outside the area straight into the arms of Ian Walker. It was Ian Crook who fancied his chances yet again. Second attempt that Crook has had from outside of the box. Howells finding Klinsmann, back with David Howells. David Howells. And Spurs still in possession with Darren Anderton. That cross coming over, looking for Jurgen Klinsmann, it's too deep. And he goes over for a goal kick. So Jica Popescu's head to that, picks out Nick Barmby. Spurs move forward again. Klinsmann chipping it for Anderton to run onto it. Otherthorne beats him to it. Plays it forward, aiming at Robbins. Colin Calderwood shepherds it back to Ian Walker. And another Norwich attack breaks down. Otherthorne getting completely under that. Throw in for Spurs. Which Dean Austin will position himself for. He's got Popescu, but he plays in Sheringham. And in fact, Anderton didn't read it. And throw in taken quickly by City. Anderton's cut out, is picked up by Barmby. Barmby playing Austin, who's going wide round his outside. He's gone past one, gets the crossover, but too deep, and it hits some poor unfortunate spectator clean on the head. So Dean Austin checking back. New lease of life since Jerry Francis has taken over the management at Spurs. Certainly didn't figure very much in Ozzy Ardiles' plans. Is David Kerslake the man out of favour these days for the right back position? Spurs with David Howells. And Klinsmann now has got Newsom in front of him, and he's played almost a billiard shot, tried to cannon it in off Newsom's rear end. Nearly full Brian Gunn to boot. Adams, former Everton and Stoke player, came on as sub a short while ago for Such. And Anderton cutting that one out, picks up Popescu. And a deep ball looking for Klinsmann, it's too far. And Gunn will gather that safely. Brian Gunn, who had his 31st birthday just a couple of days ago on Thursday. Ashley Ward, latest acquisition of John Deans for the Canaries. And Norwich City are awarded the throw-in, which Bowen will take. Adams back to Bowen, on Bowen's favoured left foot. It's cut out. And Newsom, the City skipper, chip it forward looking for Adams. Back with the substitute, gets the crossover, it falls to Ian Crook, who tries to flick it with the outside of his foot. No one spotted what he was up to. Walker could pick it up, certainly eluded Darren Eadie. Well, referee Dukes was right in front of that and saw absolutely nothing. Sheringham playing in Howells. And is that a goalkeeper? Yeah, I saw the flag was up, so it wouldn't have counted anyway.
This afternoon's attendance coming up on the scoreboard is 21,814. 21,814. Thank you for your
You may have heard our PA announcer telling us crowd of 21,814 here at Carrow Road today. Throw in for Spurs, Dean Austin to take. Spurs have Chris Day alongside Ronnie Rosenthal and Stuart Nethercott on the bench if Jerry Francis fancies making a change. However, so far so good. And there certainly can be no complaint. All Spurs players today have given 100%. It's another upfield clearance. It's left for Brian Gunn to pick up, not literally, so far out of his area. Plays it upfield, it's cut out by Jica Popescu. Popescu, the ball goes to Goss. Goss aimed pass is intercepted by Sol Campbell, who plays it off Ashley Ward, wins the throw-in, and a big cheer goes up from the Spurs fans. Bowen heads it forward for Goss. It's back with Goss. Gets under it, Popescu's head on it. Back with Bowen. Campbell intercepts. And Popescu again, who really is putting himself about now. Klinsmann neatly back heel to Austin. Finds Sheringham. Klinsmann again plays it outside, one for Anderson to run onto. And, well, he rode that tackle. It was a good tackle. You have to credit the defender. Mark Bowen coming forward. A good block tackle from David Howells, who really is disappointed he didn't win the throw, and he said it came off the Norwich player. Referee Dukes disagrees. Bowen again. Adams looks to play it forward for Ward to run onto, and Calderwood saw him coming and concedes the throw. Actually, I think that may well have gone for a corner. Indeed, it will be a corner. Darren Eadie placing the ball. He's got Neil Adams just in front of him. And so near, yet no so far. So goal kick for Spurs. And Ian Walker placing the ball. 2 clean sheets this season so far against Chelsea and Everton, aiming to make it a third today. And Norwich City's home record, only conceded 5 goals before today's game. Brian Gunn's conceded a 6th to Nick Barmby. The Spurs aiming to upset this unbeaten home record for Norwich City this season. Brian Gunn signalling, hoofing it forward. Wide to Adams. First time cross. Head on it from Calderwood onto the chest of Anderson, who turned and played it upfield. Klinsmann will pick that up. Nice flick header for David Howells. For Teddy Sheringham, rather. Sheringham turns and again's gone round Ullathorne twice and in the end loses to Ullathorne. Adams on the left this time. Mark Robbins outside him. Robbins plays it in for Ian Crook, who's going to have another go from outside the area. And once again, Ian Walker was equal to it. 3 times Ian Crook has had a go from outside the area. 3 times Walker's seen it coming and gathered safely for Spurs. See again, Robbins plays it forward, 1 touch. 2nd touch is the shot. Walker safely. Barmby's cross for Spurs at the other end of the park. And it calls for Cowles, and that was just... Once again, this commentator getting his Howellses and his Sheringham's muddled up. It must be something to do with Teddy's new haircut. See again now. And just wide of Brian Gunn's right-hand post. That was Howells. And this is Popescu. Really checks, picks out Crook. Crook tries to play in his man, Ullathorne, but Dean Austin equal to it. And the throw-in won by Norwich City. Robert Ullathorne takes it. Robbins wide. And that block from Darren Anderson concedes another corner to the home side. The Norwich fans trying to get behind them. 29 minutes on the clock in this second half. Spurs still leading by a goal to nil. We have another substitution being made. Mark Bowen is coming off to be replaced by Rob Newman.
And the Norwich shuffles Rob Newman.
Rob Newman, the man with one heck of a shot. Corner comes over, Sheringham's head gets on it. Barnby out-jumps his man. And it's a corner conceded by Teddy Sheringham at the heart of the Spurs defence as Norwich press forward looking for this equaliser. Taken quickly. The Spurs can come away with Nick Barnby being pushed by Darren Eadie from the back. Barnby gets the ball forward, he's looking for Anderton, it was cut out, and Ian Cook picks it up for Norwich City. Looks forward to playing Mark Robbins. Colin Calderwood's in front of him. Robbins looks up, checks one way, plays it deeper. Ullathorne tries to go round Austin, it's picked out by Colin Calderwood. Spurs trying to make time to play it out, but it falls to Crook. Once again, this one dinks it forward, looking for Ward. Campbell's head through it, and Spurs concede another corner through Colin Calderwood this time. Norwich City certainly pressing forward, looking for this equalising goal. 15 minutes left to play here at Carrow Road on this Boxing Day afternoon. Norwich City 0, Spurs 1. Corner comes over, heads go for it, and Barnby, under not really much pressure, plays safe and concedes just another corner. And Walker almost gathers it, it's hoofed clear. One for Jurgen Klinsmann to run onto, and Klinsmann plays it straight. Well, the referee's blown up for something or other. It's a free kick to Spurs. It was for a bit of a shove inside the area on the behalf of one of the Norwich forwards. It was the linesman who spotted it. Austin will play that back to Walker. Ian Walker in a bit of trouble there. Played it straight to a Norwich player. And big sigh of relief on the face of Ian Walker there. He realises he almost made a pig's ear of that one. But he really has had a fine game so far. In fact, it's fair to say he's had a pretty good season so far, in spite of some of Spurs' earlier results. Jerry Goss for Norwich City. Picking out Ullathorne. Austin and Anderton in front of him. Goss has run to the centre, he's called for it, it's played back to Crook. Tries to play the 1-2, Howell spots it. Clears upfield into touch, back into the players' tunnel. Popescu upfield for Spurs. But once again, Norwich had possession with John Polston. Wide to Neil Adams, Polston again. Poor across from Eadie, straight to Spurs player Nick Barnby, who's been so busy today, comes away with the ball, looking at his options. And Sheringham also almost in trouble, manages to hold on to it, plays it back to Sol Campbell. But Ian Crook picks up for Spurs, however he is dispossessed by Zika Popescu, and Spurs again wide to Dean Austin this time. Austin's cross is cut out, but Austin will pick up that and will play it safely back to Ian Walker. 12 minutes left on the clock, plus whatever time Roger Dukes chooses to add on. Spurs leading by a goal to nil here at Carrow Road this Boxing Day afternoon. Adams' cross falls to Goss. A high ball from Mabbott. Referee says play on. As Spurs bring the ball away with David Howells to Nick Barmby. Plays it upfield, looking for Sheringham. Sheringham flicks it on for Howells to run onto. He's got Klinsmann in front of him. Howells plays it straight to a Norwich City player, which is the first wrong move he's made all game, David Howells. Adams plays it back. It's gone wide for Robbins, but it's too strong. And Spurs will get a throw in, which Dean Austin is going to take his time overtaking. Come on, you Spurs, is the chant going up from behind Brian Gunn's goal. The Spurs really could do with another goal to ease the pressure. Norwich, of course, desperate for a goal to grab a point and hold on to this record of theirs. Gica Popescu coming forward, so strong in the run, plays it one. Well, he aimed it for Klinsmann. Klinsmann didn't make the run, it was too strong. Neil Adams, who won a championship medal at Everton. And a bit of a shove from Calderwood on the back of the Norwich player. He didn't go down, no question of a penalty. So the throw-in will be awarded to Norwich City in a hurry to take it quickly. It's Adams. Back with Polston. And again, they didn't read each other correctly. And that goal kick will be taken by Ian Walker for Spurs. So John Dean used both of his outfield substitutes. Jerry Francis as yet hasn't seen a need to use either Roddy Rosenthal or Stuart Nethercott. And once again, Idi Dimitrescu not included in the Spurs 13 or 14. Howells, Sheringham, Howells again, Barmby almost trod on the ball then, he's run forward, he's got Klinsmann behind him. Sheringham loses possession, and it's Neil Adams for Norwich City. Wide to Robert Allathorne. He's gone inside this time. Ian Cook spraying it wide to Adams. Campbell's in front of Adams, and Adams goes down. And he says he was fouled. No way. That is a goal kick to Spurs. Adams just trying to cover his own embarrassment. Newsom's head on that ball, it only finds Howells. Howells to Barmby. Howells wide on the left. Right-footed cross, and Newsom almost had a second attempt at an own goal, having hit the post in the first. The goal kick for Norwich City will eat up a few more precious seconds for them. The home supporters starting to sound almost panicky in their support of their side now. 8 minutes left on Roger Dukes' watch. And Ian Cook having to chase back to check. Upfield clearance from Brian Gunn. Gary Mabbott, who really has had a good game for Spurs today. Back with his opposite number, the skipper of Norwich City, John Newsom. He plays it wide, and it's out by Sol Campbell. Nick Barmby has ball, he's running backwards with it. And Barmby plays it onto Jerry Goss, into touch, wins the throw-in for Spurs. So deep cross coming over Walker, he goes for it. He had Darren Eadie in attendance, but he gathered it safely. Really a diminutive attacker, about the smallest man in the Norwich City side. That was all to Walker's advantage. And Walker's clearance finds touch. Throw-in taken quickly by Rob Newman for Norwich City. Back to Brian Gunn. Colin Calderwood's head on that for Spurs, and Gary Mabbott finding Nick Barmby. Nick Barmby dispossessed by John Polston. Trying to play an Ashley Ward. Ashley Ward turns and checks past Sol Campbell. The cross comes over from Polston, and Walker again read it, was in position, and had no problem in gathering that one from the former Spurs player. John Polston, born in Walthamstow, 26 years of age, and won an under-19 cap for England way back. Pescu picking up Barmby back to Sol Campbell. Sol Campbell puts that over the touchline. Newson past Howells. Goss picks up the loose ball, coming forward, he's got some options. He's got Eadie, it's been forced wide. Eadie puts a left-footed shot on it, and it's wide of Ian Walker's left-hand post. But again, a chance you can chalk up for Darren Eadie with around about 5 minutes left of this match. See how far wide. I mean, the Spurs defenders did well to get Eadie to go wide. He cut it back so far, but in fact that was wider than it probably looked on the replay. Campbell again finding touch as Spurs hold on to this 1-0 lead at Carrow Road. Mabbott's header nicked away by David Howells. Klinsmann for Spurs. And good tackle, and Howells ought to be very careful, having already picked up a caution from Roger Dilks. Crook outside the area, looking to spray it wide to Adams. Adams on his left foot inside Campbell. A good header from Calderwood. It falls to Crook. It was always going wide. No worry whatsoever for Ian Walker. And Ian Crook looking somewhat dejected there. He left Spurs in June of 1986 and joined Norwich City for 80 grand. And indeed has been a member of Terry Venable's full England squad, though yet to gain anything more than an England B cap. Polston for Norwich. Adams wide on the right. And a good tackle from Sol Campbell, puts it into touch. It'll be a throw-in. Adams gets the crossover, looking for Ward, and Ashley Ward, who joined just a couple of weeks ago from Crewe Alexandra for £500,000. He's already got 3 goals for Norwich. I mean, you compare the £500,000 there for the $5 million they got for Chris Sutton. Time will tell if that's good business. Ward again. Picking out Eadie on the left. Eadie's cross comes over. Calderwood gets a head on it, concedes the corner, and Calderwood picks up applause from his goalkeeper Ian Walker and his co-defenders. I said co-defenders, not co-defendants. We're not in court. Polston's it's headed out by Mabbott. Barmby chasing down the Norwich player who's rushed into that over the bar for another goal kick for Spurs. So less than 2 minutes left on the clock, plus whatever time the referee decides to add on for stoppages. Ronnie Rosenthal and Stuart Nethercott running up and down the touchline. Will Jerry Francis make a late substitution, perhaps to eat up a few seconds? Of course, Spurs have another game tomorrow at White Hart Lane against Crystal Palace. 2 games in 2 days. Even the fittest of players will find out a strain. There's a corner been won by Spurs. Darren Anderson playing it off Darren Eadie. And Spurs in no great rush to take this corner. Indeed, why should they? Goal to the good at Carrow Road. Nick Barmby runs in. Will it be a short one from Anderson? Anderson does take a short one. Well, not so short, but oh dear. David Howes has lost possession, and this sets up Norwich. Robbins has got to be forced. Crook was tackled by Anderton, who slowed the pace down, but it's still Norwich as they come forward. It's played wide to Adams on the right. Adams gets the crossover, looking for Jerry Goss, whose header was always going wide. And that corner nearly played Spurs into a lot of trouble. Bit of a misunderstanding between Anderton and Howes. This could have been a real problem for Spurs. One slight error in judgment. A quick counter-attack from Norwich City. Adams' cross comes over. Goss running somewhat unmarked, one has to say, for the header, but that was always going wide. And Spurs indeed are making the substitution. Jerry Francis applauding David Howes off, who walks off with a bit of a limp. Howes has had a really good game though. Full credit to him, as he's replaced by Stuart Nethercott with about 45 seconds left on the clock. And Stuart Nethercott slotting into an unfamiliar midfield position. Number 14 on his back, and straight away gets a head on that, finds Nick Barmby. Barmby checks inside Polston, looks for Klinsmann, it's intercepted. And Dean Austin's turn, he gets a left-footed up and under. And Nethercott does well, gets a head on it for Spurs. And Barmby picks it up, the loose ball for Spurs. The referee has spotted something or other, and a free kick has been awarded. Ian Cook will take it. We're playing time that referee Dilks has added on. In fact, we've already played 1 minute of that time. A couple of players go down, it's cleared by Spurs. Klinsmann nods it. He's going to touch. In fact, Tony Ledigan's come on. Spurs player is down, requiring some treatment. And Jerry Francis, of course, as I said, has to put out a side tomorrow, as does John Deehan. Both sides got another game tomorrow. The Spurs, with their squad, will not want to pick up any unnecessary knocks. There was some talk earlier on today that Nick Barmby might not be fit to play 2 games in 2 days, but Barmby has shown no lack of enthusiasm and ability today. See again that knock. It was an off-the-ball incident, but anyway, it's going to be a drop ball, which I think won't be contested, as is the way things are done these days. And Spurs, Teddy Sheringham playing it back to Brian Gunn. Well, 2 minutes and 15 seconds of stoppage time already elapsed. And Spurs can come away with Teddy Sheringham looking up. He's gone, and that's come off a defender. It's there, and Spurs have scored in injury time. And Teddy Sheringham, who's had a relatively quiet game by his own standards, has scored Spurs' second in stoppage time. Brian Gunn looking absolutely perplexed with his defence. We have to see that again. Sheringham cuts inside Ullathorne, In fact, it comes off Alathorn's foot and it drops way over Brian Gunn into the back of the net. Teddy Sheringham will claim that goal, though technically it probably wouldn't have gone in had it not struck the Norwich defender. But that really means game's up for Norwich City. Their unbeaten record has gone for a complete Burton this afternoon. Spurs leading by 2-0 here at Carrow Road, and we're still playing on. And that is it. The final whistle. Smiles on the faces of all Spurs fans and Spurs players as they go to applaud their supporters. Dejection on the face of the Norwich City players. A good game by Nick Barmby, who shakes hands with Brian Gunn. Barmby and Sheringham the scorers to Spurs. Barmby after 12 minutes, Sheringham in injury time at the end of the second half. A full-time score from Carrow Road here on this Boxing Day afternoon. Norwich City 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2.
And extra back here on Saturday, New Year's Eve. Don't forget the kick-off time against Newcastle United. It is a non-ticket match. No cash admission on the day. The kick-off is at 12.